Hello everyone. Today we are going to discuss O'Connell's algorithm for constructing suffix tree in linear time complexity under the course Design and Analysis of Algorithm, which was taught by Professor Dr. Sharma Tankachan. I am the presenter Vikram Rajiv Reddy. Let's get started now. So before going in topic, we see what are suffixes. So let's see what are suffixes by an example here. So let's take a m character string banana. So here m is 6 and we see how many suffixes are here, 6. So let's see the suffixes of banana. The entire string is a suffix BANANA, and apart from B, ANANA is another suffix, NANA is another suffix, ANA is another suffix, NE is another, and A is another. So totally there are 6 suffixes for a 6 character string, which means there are m suffixes for a m character string. So now we know what are suffixes. Let's see what are suffix trees. So I'll read out the definition and I'll explain it in detail. So what are suffix trees and what are their properties? A suffix tree T for m character string S is a rooted directed tree with exactly m leaves numbered from 1 to m. It just means that for a m character string we have seen banana. It's a rooted directed tree with exactly m leaves. So there are for banana it has 6 leaves. So that is the definition. Is a rooted directed tree with exactly m leaves numbered 1 to m. Numbered 1 to 6. So what are the properties of suffix trees? So all these properties are satisfied by the O'Connell's algorithm. I'll read out the properties. Root can have 0, 1 or more children. That depends on the length of the string. So either the root node can have no children, 1, 2 or more. Each internal node other than the root has at least 2 children. Internal node has at least 2 children. Each edge is labeled with a non-empty substring of S. Each edge is labeled with a non-empty substring of S, as in B, A, and A, and A, and so on. No two edges coming out of the same node can have the edge labels beginning with the same character. So this is the important property. So no two edges. It can start with A, and no two edges, and this cannot be B. This is wrong. So this is the fourth property. So all these properties are satisfied by O'Connell's algorithm. Firstly, it is a suffix tree. So let's dive into details of O'Connell's algorithm. So this is an example of a suffix tree which is constructed. So here the string is XAB and root node and internal nodes. Suppose, as in the suffix tree definition, the leaves are numbered from 1 to m. Here m is 6. So let's see at this one. 1. XAB And let's consider 4. 4 is here, 4 is XAC, and so on. Let's consider 6. 6 is the last character and it is C. So this is an example of a suffix string. So let's dive in detail of Ukkannen's algorithm. Ukkannen's algorithm works on 3 rules. So first I'll read out the rule and I'll explain it in detail. If the path from the root labeled S from J to I ends at the leaf edge, then character S of I plus 1 is just added to the end of the label on the leaf edge. So it simply means add the character which you encounter in each phase to the end of all leaf edges. You'll see the rule 1 when I explain it in more detail with an example. So what is rule 2? If the path from the root label ends on a leaf, non-leaf edge, and the next character is not S of I plus 1, then a new leaf edge with the and then the number J is created starting from the character S of I plus 1. So it simply means that if you do not encounter the character from the current position you are at in the next position, just create a leaf node out of it. That is rule 2. And rule 3 is an interesting rule. If the path from the root label ends at a non-leaf edge and the next character is already there, so if it is not there, you are creating a new leaf. And if it is there? Do nothing. So do nothing. And that's why this is also called as showstopper. So basically you are doing nothing when you encounter a rule 3, and so it is called as a showstopper. Also, while implementing the Ukkannen's algorithm, we need to be sure of few variables, global variables. So as I said, some global variables here are remaining, active node, active edge, active length, end. So without these, there were algorithms which are done in O of MQ, which are almost similar to this and constructing a suffix tree, which takes the time of O of MQ, and by little bit tweak into that and using these variables, the time complexity is reduced to O of M. So these are the important things in implementing a suffix tree in Ukkannen's algorithm. So even this is a linear time complexity, and even before Ukkannen's, a guy named Wiener has come up with the same linear solution of building a suffix tree, but the space complexity was compromised. So after that, later Ukkanen has developed the same algorithm based on Wiener's one, and here the same complexity was maintained, and also the time complexity, space complexity is also almost linear. So that's why we are discussing now the Ukkannen's algorithm. So let's see what is remaining. It represents how many suffixes are still left to be made. So each suffix is nothing but a leaf, as we discussed. Active node represents the current node from where the construction resumes in the new phase. Whenever we are in the new phase, we cannot start from the root. We should go from the node we are at. So that's why we use active node. Otherwise, you have to start from the root and the time complexity increases. Active edge represents on which edge we proceed from active node. I'll show an example here. Active edge represents the edge on which we proceed from the active node. So let's say active node is A. Now we are on the current edge and it represents go on to the edge 1 and we go this way, and active length represents how many spaces we should move from the on the active edge. That is the labels. Let's just assume we have a BA here and it says active length as 2. We'll be in this position. So we don't start from the root, we start from the A label, which is active edge is 1, active node is A, active length is 2. Yeah, this is just an example. So end represents in which phase we are currently on. So there are n phases and it represents which phase we are currently on. So these are the 5 important variables here now. And there are suffix links which we see while building the occurrence, while building the suffix tree using the occurrence algorithm. So let's get started by building a suffix tree. So let's build the suffix tree by using occurrence algorithm for the string banana. And banana is 6 characters, and why did we add dollar at the end? Dollar is added at the end to make an implicit suffix tree to a true suffix tree. It is just not dollar. We can add any unique character at the end. Usually we add a dollar or a pound sign at the end to make it a true suffix tree. So let's get started and dive into the variables now. So this is remaining as we discussed in previous slide, active node, active edge, active length at end, and remaining has the value default value is 0, active node has root, active edge has 0, active length is 0, and end is -1. These are the default values and we take the current values here. And we also see O'Connell's algorithm works on 3 roots. So let's get started and dive into this. So first we are at position 0 and so we are there in the phase. So there are, what is a phase now? So there are m phases. M is nothing but the length of the string. There are m phases. So when you move on to each phase, you increment the remainder and end as well. So we are at 0 now. We increment the remainder. We increment end as well. And -1 plus 1 is 0. So it's like that. And current values of all these are 0. And B. By rule 2 of O'Connell's algorithm, when there is no path existing, we just create a path. So O'Connell's algorithm only stores the indices but not the characters. For our simplicity, I am adding these labels so that we can view them clearly. So when a leaf is created, the remaining value becomes again 0. That means there is no need of adding any new leaves in this phase. And this is all good now. We go to next phase. So when you go to next phase, common thing we should do is we should increment the remainder and the end value as well. Now the end becomes 1. So by rule 1, it says simply append it. I did append it. It need not to be added manually. because the indices has been 0 to n. The end value is now 1. It has appended b and a in the edge. So rule 2 states if there is no direct path, create one. And the indices are on comma a. So we did create a leaf. So keep the remainder as 0. It's all good now. Go to the next one. And it says 2. And what do we do now? By the rule 1, add the characters. And the indices are n. So now remaining is 0. End value is 2. Now this is all good. So now the complication starts when we encounter a similar character. So now we are at 3. First thing we should do is increment the remainder, increment the end, and next by rule 1 we add a, a, a. It's all going good now. But according to rule 2, we cannot add a new path because already there is an existing path. This is not the property of suffix tree where the labels are same for a common node. So according to rule 3, which states when you encounter a path, do nothing. That's why it is also called as showstopper. So we are not doing anything, just pointing it to A because we did find it, and update the edge values. So edge is 1, active length is also 1, it's pointing to A, and we are good now. So we are not reducing the remainder because we didn't create a leaf here. So next on, we are going to next phase. So there are two ways we can go to a next phase. Either when we hit remainder in the particular phase, hit remainder as 0 in the particular phase, or we hit a rule 3. So here we have hit rule 3 and we have gone to next phase, n. Okay, what do we do now? N is added in all, and next. So by rule 1 we have added, and by rule 2 again. So the current position is this. We are not at root now, we are at A. It says active node is root, active edge is A, active length is 1. So A. Did we encounter n? Yes. So we are at n now. And did we increment the remainder? No. We increment the remainder. This is 4. And we are at n. So it's all going good, but we also have to increment the active length is 2 for the current position. And next is A. Again we hit an A. That is, we are at this position and we see if A is present in S of I plus 1. Of course, yes, it is. So we are at S of I plus 1 and it's an A. We did increment the length to 3. And length is 5. Current remainder is 3 and active length is 3. So that's good now. What do we do next? So we did nothing. We have encountered rule 3 again because we found an E after an N. That's what we did. So we just incremented the active length to 3. Remainder is incremented always. And remainder is not decremented. It is being incremented until 3 because we didn't add any suffix leaves yet. So here we are now. And we go to next phase as we hit a rule 3 and not a remainder is 0. So length is incremented to 6 now. Length is incremented to 6. Our remainder is 4. Root node is 1, active one is in length 3. So first thing we have to do here is I will forget to add a in the previous step. So first thing is append dollar. It's all good now. So we are at the current position A now, and we ask if we find a dollar here after A of n plus 1. No, we did find it. It's not rule 3 now. What do we do? We say add a, it says according to rule 2 add a leaf. So we add a leaf. We have added a leaf now. So since we have added a leaf, we decrement the remainder. Now it says 3. And here comes the interesting part. Now we have nowhere to go. I mean, we have added a leaf as we encountered that. That's it. And we have no other phases to go. And we are in the same phase. So before that, we see we have created a node here. And remember that for every node we create, it will point to temporarily to the root node. I am not representing it now. I'll represent in the needed diagram. Now it's fine. So what do we do now? This shows when we are nowhere and in phase, we can increment the active edge value and decrement the active length value. So now you go to root, active edge 2, active length 2, and what is it? A again. So a blind spot is that when you are with the current node A and when you increment and decrement, you go to the same character which you have encountered previously. So you go to A now, you ask again whether dollar is present after A, that is a 5 plus 1. No, I didn't find anything. So just after A, we create another one, a dollar. Since you create a leaf, you decrement this. And again, you are nowhere to go. What can you do? You increment the active edge and decrement the active length. So where does it take you? Active edge is 0, active length is 1, which is active edge is 3, sorry, and active length is 1. So active edge is 3, we cannot see that here. So it's pointing to A, we know that. So active edge is 3 this way and it's pointing to A. So this is the one. And do you find a dollar here? No. So we just add another node here and a leaf which has dollar now. So we did add a leaf node, and what can we do? We can decrement the remainder from 2. It has become now 1, and we did add a dollar here, and we have created 3 nodes. Suppose let us say A, this is B, this is C. So it's again we have nowhere to go now. So what do? We increment the active edge, decrement the active length. So when the active length is 0 and it is pointing to a root node root, this is a simple step and blindfold line. We create a leaf with directly dollar. Nothing else to do. And so we have created a leaf node. I mean leaf edge. We are making the reminder to 0. This states we have no other suffixes remaining. All these we have done in the last phase. All 3 nodes are created in the last phase. I'll show you the suffix links now. So first A was created. I told you A was directing to temporarily to root node. Whenever B is created, A points to B and temporarily B points to root node. And C was created again. So B points to C now and C finally points to root node until another phase is there or a node is created in the same phase. So suffix links are possible in the same phase. This is the point there. And I'll show you the clear structure, what has happened, and we'll have an idea of the entire structure. So this is the neater diagram I have drawn. When all the phases are completed as I have drawn, so first A node is created. I have made a little better presentation of the same suffix tree which I have drawn, and nodes ABC are created. As I said, all ABC nodes are created in the same phase, which was 6. So A node, first it was pointing to root temporarily. When B was created, it points to B. And again, and B was pointing temporarily to root node. And when C was created again, B points to C and C will point to root node now. So these are called suffix links. These are suffix links. And let's traverse and see whether we did get all the suffixes or not. So as we have seen, first entire string is a suffix of the own string. And where was that? At 0, from 0 to end, which is BANENA and dollar. So this is one suffix. And next, let's take all the examples and we can see all the strings. From 1, where is 1 here? And how is that? A N A N A dollar. A N A. So this is the part. So A N A in a dollar. And 2 N A N A dollar. N A N A N A dollar. N A N A dollar. So this is 2. So from 3, which is A N A dollar, and 3 is here. A N A dollar. From 4, I have represented 4 here, which is N A dollar. From 5, which is A dollar. And 6, the last one, is also a suffix, so it is it. This is it. This is also a dollar. So there are 7 suffixes for the word banana and appended character dollar, and we have found all the suffixes from 0 numbering to 6. So it is 7. And these are the suffix links which are created in the same phase pointed to this. Hope you understand how a suffix tree is created, and we found all the trees as well using the some variables which we have used, like remember, edge, node, length, and end. All these are used. So without these variables, we would have traversed every time from root node, and which would have increased the time complexity. So this was some tweak to the algorithm of O of M cube, and they made it a linear time. So this was first suggested by Wiener, and later it was again modified by Ukkonen, and the space complexity was also not compromised in Ukkonen's. So Ukkonen's is the best algorithm for creating the suffix trees in linear time. So let's see the applications of suffix trees. The first and the best application is substring search. So the best application is a substring search. So what is a substring search? Substring search is nothing but if we have the same character banana now, and we need NaN, which is a substring from the character banana, and how do we find it? So Na starts from second edge, and we see here when we go and when we have n this way, and see we have found the substring, and this way if we require NaD from this substring, and which is not possible, and it goes here and says D is not there, so it's not possible. It's just as simple as that. So NaN is possible, which is a substring of banana, and this is one of the most common application of the suffix trees. I hope you are clear now of creating the suffix trees by using Ukkonen's algorithm, which is in a linear time complexity, and the application is a substring search, which is the most prominent one, and that's it. I'm stopping the presentation now, and thank you so much for your time. Thanks for watching the video. Thank you.